Hey out there, Tiger Nation, this is Matt Franzen, Athletic Director here at Doane. We want to record a few comments today to share out to all of our student athletes and coaches. And normally we would have a welcome back meeting over at Heckman Auditorium. This year, for obvious reasons, that's not going to be possible, but there's some important information we want to get to you. The first one, as you see, will apply to you all very directly and immediately. We do have masking requirements on campus this year, as does almost every school in the country. With athletics, there are a few exceptions to the masking rule, but you are still expected to wear a mask where you're expected to wear a mask. The classroom, you have to wear your mask. Athletic training room, you have to wear your mask in there as well. In the locker room, you also have to wear a mask. So as you're coming in to get dressed for practice, and as you finish practice and come back in, put the mask on. In your dorms, you need to wear a mask when you're out in the hallway, and in the buildings also, you need to wear your mask. Now, as far as athletics go, we're not requiring masking in practices. We're not requiring masking in competition. We're not requiring masking in the weight room or fitness center, at least at this point. So those are really the only exceptions to the rule. But as you're moving up and down the hallways, in the buildings, in the Haddock Center, in your academic buildings, you do need to wear the mask. That is a requirement, and it will be expected that we all follow that to keep each other healthy and to make this thing work. Well, let's talk about some new requirements that the NAIA has toward athletics regarding COVID. We are going to have a daily screening for all of our athletes that have a practice or a competition that day. And what we're planning to do at Doane is we're going to use the Campus Clear app in conjunction with an infrared camera that will take your temperature. These things aren't set up yet, but we hope to have these things set up very soon. In the meantime, we're going to do manual screening. So expect that every day one of your coaches or athletic trainers will take your temperature prior to practice, and we'll be asking some general symptom questions before you're cleared to practice that day. So that will happen daily, each day that you have an actual practice or competition. The other thing is then if we do have a positive COVID test, the return to play. And here's what that looks like. The GPAC has a return to play plan that has been put together by a team within the conference. And what that plan is, in addition to some of the things that Doane is going to do through our own healthcare provider, there needs to be 14 days of no symptoms. After the 14 days, there's a 6-day return to practice before you're going to be cleared to play back into a game. So it will be 20 to 21 days in most cases before an athlete is back on the field, on the court, on the course, on the track, whatever the case may be. The other thing that we are doing, and this also goes through our healthcare provider, is that there will be within that period an appointment with a cardiologist. And there's some research that's come out recently that has indicated that this is a good idea to make sure we're getting everything covered. There will be an appointment with a cardiologist, and they will also do some tests to make sure everything looks good before return to play, before the athletes are back out there competing. In the insurance front, the cardiology appointment will not be covered by any of Doane's insurance. That will fall back on the individual insurance because that's not considered an athletic injury, and I want to be upfront on that. If you have questions regarding that or any of the other insurance concerns, contact one of our athletic trainers and they can get you that information, and we want to be very clear and address any concerns that anybody has on that end as well. All right, well, thanks for listening to our public service announcement, and we'll wrap things up here. And in the end, folks, we got a great opportunity here. So many schools, so many conferences have elected to not have their sports seasons this year in 2020, 2021. We're going to move forward and we're going to do this, but it's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take taking care of one another, and it's going to take holding each other accountable, but it all starts with you. So let's wear the mask, let's keep the distance where we can, when we can, and make really good choices when you're off campus, when you're with your friends. It's going to be about sacrifice, but folks, the payoff at the end of the day is going to be great, and let's go make some history.